Hello everyone, my name is Aastha. I welcome you all to our classes for International English Olympiad for class 7th. Today we will be doing one word substitution. It is a very interesting topic, because what the basic premise is going to be, just substituting a group of words, substituting a particular phrase into another one. The details of which we will be doing in the upcoming class. In the various slides, you will be able to understand what one word substitution is, how exactly it works. Alright, so I hope you learn new words today. Let's get started.
Now, one word substitution का एक simple सा meaning है words that replace a group of words or a full sentence. पहले इसका मतलब समझे हम कि वन वर्ड सब्स्टिट्यूशन क्या होता है. These are words that replace, किसी चीज को रिप्लेस कर रहे हैं. किस चीज को? या तो एक ग्रुप ऑफ वर्ड्स को या फिर एक फुल सेंटेंस को. और कैसे रिप्लेस करेंगे? इफेक्टिवली, विदाउट क्रिएटिंग एनी काइंड ऑफ एम्बिग्यूटी. एम्बिग्यूटी मतलब कंफ्यूजन in the meaning of the sentences. अब इस definition, इतनी बड़ी definition है, don't worry, आपको ये definition याद नहीं करनी है, आपको बस समझनी है. समझेंगे कैसे? ये one word substitutions वो words होते हैं जो किसी भी group of words या कोई sentence को उसे हम replace कर देते हैं. और जब हम उन्हें replace करते हैं तो उस सेंटेंस का या उस ग्रुप ऑफ वर्ड्स का जो मीनिंग था वो मीनिंग नहीं बदलता है. इसको जो बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग है वो हम एग्जाम्पल से लेके करेंगे. बस आप ये समझो कि इसमें दो चीजें इंपॉर्टेंट हैं कि एक ये रिप्लेस करते हैं एंड सेकंड चीज कोई एम्बिग्यूटी नहीं क्रिएट होती, मतलब कि कुछ कंफ्यूजन नहीं क्रिएट होता, मीनिंग सेम रहता है. तो एक ये चीज याद रखनी है और एक ये चीज कि उसका मीनिंग नहीं चेंज होता. राइट? सो लेट्स मूव ऑन.
All right, so let's do a few examples for one word substitution. ये बस ब्रॉड एग्जाम्पल्स हैं आपको समझाने के लिए कि वन वर्ड सब्स्टिट्यूशन का मतलब एग्जैक्टली होता क्या है. ऑलराइट, लेट्स सी हियर. अ पॉलिटिकल सिस्टम solely based on the government of men by God, which is called the thearchy. इसको हम सेंटेंस में कैसे यूज कर सकते हैं? The village was ruled by the system of thearchy. Now, if there is a political system which is based on the government of men by God. All right, the ones who have immense faith in God, they are the followers and consider themselves to be men of God. And if they form a government and a political system, so that system is called a thearchy. So example दे रखा है कि that village was ruled by the system of thearchy. All right, let's see another one. The act of killing a king is regicide. The sentence example, the monarchy fell with the regicide. If a king is killed, that act is called a regicide. All right, and similar to this one is assassination, that killing of a politically important person. Like, for example, if some member of parliament, and if a member of parliament is killed, or like in India's history when a prime minister was killed, now that was not really, हम उसे killing नहीं कहते हैं, हम उसे assassination कहते हैं. So these are the sort of one word substitutions. Then another one, a person promises to tell the truth in court, that is oath. All right, then the example says, I couldn't disrespect the oath and thus revealed everything. Here, the example sort of is given for the oath. तो ओथ होती क्या है? कि a person who promises to tell the truth in court, मतलब by taking the oath. जैसे हिंदी मूवीज में if you must have seen, जो they usually give the गीता and say कि मैं गीता के ऊपर हाथ रख के कसम खाता हूँ या खाती हूँ. That is called taking an oath. All right. So you take an oath to tell the truth in court. That's what an oath is. Next, beginning to exist and evolve. Nascent. Example is given. Biotechnology bloomed from a nascent sector to a booming industry. Biotechnology. जैसे जो industries नई एकदम से emerge होके they've started to develop and have a wider reach. For example, we can talk the same about artificial intelligence and machine learning and all these newer technologies. So they have boomed, they have moved from a nascent sector. All right, they were a nascent industry and now have become a booming industry, future of the country. All right, another one, virtue, pretty simple one, which means ethically good behavior one has. So one word substitution, you see how it eases down your work and simply where you would have to write 4 or 5 words or even a sentence, you can simply use a word and be over with it. Example is given. Patience is seen as the virtue of a man. All right, now these are the few examples. Let's move on. Okay, so here we have a few examples of one word substitution. Let's see. Spartan snowstorms with uncontrollable winds. That is called a blizzard. Example is given. On our way back to the hotel, we got caught in a blizzard. Now here what is it? You see this whole sentence, this whole phrase is being replaced by a single word and the meaning is not changing. Okay, so imagine if you're supposed to say this sentence, if we have to say this sentence like, on our way back to the hotel, we got caught in a blizzard. But instead of blizzard, suppose there is no such word as a blizzard. What will you say? You would have to say, we got caught in a Spartan snowstorms with uncontrollable fire, uncontrollable wind. Alright, so that's the beauty of one word substitution, that you can easily replace one word and the meaning doesn't change at all. Alright, let's see another one. An eccentric meaning, manner of living, bohemian. She felt embarrassed when her friends made fun of her bohemian clothing. Right, another one. Huge fire for celebration, bonfire. Pretty easy. Example, the campers spent their night by the bonfire. Another example could be here, dwarfed varieties of trees and shrubs in pots, bonsai. Her room was filled with bonsai plants. Another one, a human who eats human flesh. Oh God, cannibal. No man dared to enter the forest where a group of cannibals resided. So here you see everywhere what has happened. You have replaced a group of words, phrase or sentence with one single word and the meaning has not changed at all. That's the beauty of one word substitution and that's how it will add to your vocabulary and improve your English overall, I can say. All right. Now we will do a few more examples. A person who loves mankind. इसका you should try to figure out. आप हमेशा एक नोटपैड या कोई नोटबुक लेके बैठो जिसमें अगर हम कुछ एक्सरसाइज करें तो you should try to note it down ताकि आपके आगे जाके रिवीजन में भी हेल्प हो. तो one who loves mankind, क्या इसका कोई one word substitution है आपके दिमाग में? अगर कुछ है तो you should write that down ताकि फिर आप चेक कर पाओ कि वो सही है या गलत है.
Okay. Person who loves mankind is called a philanthropist. Philanthropist कौन है? Person who loves mankind. Person who does good deeds. जो help करते हैं society की. Alright. Next, a handwriting that cannot be read. जैसे I am using this screen marker to write on the screen. अब मैं यहाँ पे अगर ऐसे कुछ लिखने की कोशिश करूँगी तो ये बहुत ही अजीब लिख रही हूँ मैं. तो this is my handwriting which cannot really be read. और जैसे कुछ लोगों की हैंडराइटिंग भी काफी बुरी होती है, काफी खराब होती है, तो उसे हम क्या कहते हैं? उसे हम कहते हैं illegible. Such a bad handwriting. जैसे इवन टीचर्स कभी कभी स्टूडेंट्स को उनकी नोटबुक्स में लिख के देते हैं एज अ रिमार्क जब उनकी हैंडराइटिंग बहुत बुरी होती है, दैट completely illegible handwriting. Right? So next, one who eats too much. That person is called glut. Right? अब ये जो है ना, ये वाले जो हम वर्ड सीख रहे हैं वन वर्ड सब्स्टिट्यूशन वाले, these also act as word meanings for you, कि आप इनको as word of the day भी याद कर सकते हैं ताकि आप अपनी कॉन्वर्सेशंस में यूज करेंगे ना, तो आप की इंग्लिश तो इम्प्रूव हो ही रही है, पर अगर आप कॉन्वर्सेशंस में यूज करना शुरू कर देंगे तो फिर आपका इम्प्रेशन काफी अच्छा जाएगा, आपकी पर्सनालिटी डेवलप होगी और आपकी इंग्लिश तो डेवलप हो ही रही है. राइट? सो नेक्स्ट, अ बुक रिटन बाय एन अननोन ऑथर. मतलब एक बुक तो है हमारे पास, पर इस पर लिखी किसने है ये नहीं पता हमें. सो दैट विल बी कॉल्ड anonymous. anonymous. जैसे हम anonymous तब भी यूज करते हैं, सपोज किसी ने सपोज आपकी क्लास में ना किसी ने कुछ शैतानी कर दी और किसी ने जाके मैम को बता दिया, एंड देन योर टीचर कम्स टू द क्लास एंड सेज कि मेरे पास एक anonymous कंप्लेंट आई है. anonymous मतलब हम उसे डिस्क्लोज नहीं कहा, एक अननोन है. क्यों? क्योंकि उस कंप्लेंट करने वाले स्टूडेंट ने बोला होगा मैम को कि मैम प्लीज मेरा नाम मत बताना. मैम ने बोला है कि अनोनिमस. अनोनिमस मतलब पता नहीं कहां से आई है पर आई है हमारे पास. राइट? सो नेक्स्ट, वन हु लुक्स ऑन द ब्राइट साइड ऑफ थिंग्स. ये वाला इजी होना चाहिए आपके लिए अगर आपको पता है तो. मतलब एक इंसान who looks on the bright side of things. For example, जो ग्लास का एग्जाम्पल है ना, ये एक ग्लास है and this ये है पानी. Alright, this is water. So there are two kinds of people. One who say कि the glass is half full. These are one first kind. And the second kind of people say this glass is half empty. तो ये जो first kind है ना, the one who looks on the bright side of things, मतलब वो ये नहीं देख रहे कि ग्लास आधा खाली है, बट ये appreciate कर रहे हैं कि the glass is half full. Those people are called optimist. And the other ones जो कह रहे हैं कि the glass is half empty, those people are called pessimist. ये भी one word substitution है. Another person, somebody who knows many languages, that person is called polyglot. Now look at this. कितने beautiful word meanings you are learning in this process of एक simple सा topic which is one word substitution. Polyglot. ये आप अपनी word meanings वाली डायरी में लिख लीजिए, and if you use this ना, तो आपकी your teacher will also appreciate you. And then work for which no salary is paid. That work is honorary. मतलब जैसे किसी चीज में आपने कोई कंट्रीब्यूशन किया है बट वो आपने विदाउट एनी सैलरी विदाउट एनी पेमेंट किया है, एक तरीके की डोनेशन, तो उसे हम ऑनररी कहते हैं, राइट। तो हमने कंजंक्शंस पढ़ लिए। नाउ इज टाइम टू टेक आवर क्विज। कंजंक्शंस आर नॉट सो डिफिकल्ट। इसमें बस आपको क्या करना है, इसमें बस जो हमने कंजंक्शंस करे हैं इनके मीनिंग के हिसाब से हमें इनको सेंटेंसेस में फॉर्मेशन में डालना है। ऑलराइट, दे आर वेरी इजी। लेट्स स्टार्ट। Now for every question you will be given 1 minute. 1 minute, 60 seconds you will be given as per the timer. Now why am I giving you 60 seconds? Because for every IEO question you are given more than 60 seconds in the final exam. तो मैंने सेफ साइड पे आपको 1 मिनट दिया है। अब इसमें दो कैटेगरी ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स होंगे। वन कैटेगरी जो लेस देन 1 मिनट में अपने क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर लेते हैं। तो जब ये कर लेते हैं तो यू शुड तो अगर आपने जल्दी क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर लिया तो आप फास्ट फॉरवर्ड करके आप आंसर देख लीजिए। पर वो कैटेगरी जो स्टूडेंट्स ये 1 मिनट में आंसर नहीं दे पाते हैं, तो आपको डिसहार्टन नहीं होना है, दुखी नहीं होना है। आप पॉज करें और पहले अपना आंसर दें। जो भी आंसर आपको लग रहा है सही है वो आप आंसर लिखें, उसके बाद ही आप आंसर देखें। ये यू शुड मेक श्योर कि आप कोई भी क्वेश्चन स्किप ना करें, आप सबके आंसर दें, चाहे वो सही हो या गलत, वो सेकेंडरी चीज है। मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट इज कि आप पहले आंसर दें। ओके, सो एंड फॉर एवरी करेक्ट आंसर यू गिव योरसेल्फ 10 points. Okay, so now we have a category of questions which say choose one word for the given definitions. We are given a phrase or a sentence, a meaning basically, a definition, and then we have to choose from these given options that which is the word which means the same. So we have to choose the word which has the same meaning as the definition. Alright. This is the one word substitution. We have to substitute this phrase for one word. Let's see the first one. This says a person who believes in the existence of God. Now here options are A. Atheist, B. Theist, C. Agnostic, D. Pacifist. Now here the correct answer is B. Theist. A person who believes in the existence of God, जो ये विश्वास रखते हैं कि हाँ भगवान है, that is a theist. And इसी का opposite is atheist. Antonym is atheist. A person who does not believe in the existence of God. A person who believes that there is no God. Alright. Then the other words like here agnostic. See, agnostic refers to a person जो ये विश्वास रखते हैं कि that nothing can anyway be known about the existence of God. मतलब कि हम कभी भी God की existence के बारे में जान ही नहीं सकते हैं. All right. And then we have pacifist. pacifist refers to a person who believes, who condemn war and violence. I mean, according to them, that war and violence से कुछ नहीं होता है. They are not really justified at any cost. Okay. So here the answer is B, theist. And see, with one word, you have learned the meaning of so many words. That's why I'm explaining each and every question to you in detail कि एक word का तो meaning पता ही चलेगा. अगर आप इसमें अपनी बुकलेट में से करोगे आप आंसर, तो you will just see the answer is B and that's it. But here I'm explaining you the meaning of all these words as well. All right. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, so the next question says, one who takes up arms against the government. The options are A, loyalist, B, patriot, C, enemy, and D, rebel. Now here, a person who takes up arms against the government, जो government के खिलाफ he picks up arms and ammunition. That person can be called as a rebel, right? The one who is going against the government through the use of arms and ammunition. That's a rebel. There's other people, other options like A, loyalist, one who's loyal, right? Who has a lot of faith and whom you can trust. Now, and B, patriot. Patriot is a person who supports their country and they're prepared to defend it against any enemy or anybody else. All right. So that's a patriot. And C, enemy is a dushman. Pretty easy. All right. Okay, so this question says, a kind of a disease in a part of body that is caused by bacteria or a virus. The options are A, sanitation, B, antiseptic, C, infection, or D, disastrous. Now here, the correct answer, which means the disease in a part of body which is caused by any bacteria or virus, that is called C, an infection. All right. Now this one was pretty easy because यहाँ पे हमें अलग-अलग diseases के नाम नहीं दिए हैं. यहाँ पे disease हमें एक ही बताइए, which is an infection. बाकी सारे जो words हैं, they are not even names of diseases. So you can guess it this way also. But आपको पता होना चाहिए कि infection जो है, it is caused by any bacteria or a virus. All right. Then other words like sanitation. Sanitation का मतलब होता है, you know, keeping cleanliness and hygiene. Then antiseptic. Antiseptic
is a sort of a medicine जो use होती है to prevent any growth of these bacteria or virus. All right, it is applied. And then we have disastrous. Disastrous एक adjective है जिसका मतलब होता है बहुत बुरा, बहुत जो something that has caused a lot of disaster, मतलब बहुत बुरा impact. Okay, so the next word says a person who looks upon the bright side of life. Options are A. Innocent, B. Pessimist, C. Pacifist, D. Optimist. A person who looks upon the bright side of life is called an optimist. This is pretty easy. Now an optimist, just say there's this example of this glass half full and glass half empty. Now if there's this glass जिसमें ठीक है जिसमें this का half ये हुआ and यहाँ पे half water भरा हुआ है. Okay, here this much level of water is there. Okay, now there will be two kinds of people, 1 and 2. The first kind of people who will look at the glass, they will say the glass is half full. Okay, these kind of people are called optimists. मतलब जो positive चीज देखते हैं, जो bright side देखते हैं कि glass half full है. But second kind of people, when they look at the glass, they will say the glass is half empty, which means they look at the negative side, and these people are called pessimist. All right, so this is the difference. ये आपने दो हमने वो भी सीख लिए antonyms, which is pessimist and optimist. Now the other words, innocent. Innocent हमें पता है someone who is not guilty. And see, pacifist हमने अभी देखा था. Pacifist का मतलब होता है a person who doesn't believe in war and violence. जिनके हिसाब से war and violence का कोई justifiable reason नहीं है. All right. So that's all for this question. Let's move on. Okay, so the next question says the branch of science that deals with the study of heavenly bodies such as the sun, stars and planets. A. Astrology, B. Cardiology, C. Geology and D. Astronomy. Now here these are different branches of science which are different studies of different kinds of things. Okay, now here
the branch which studies these heavenly bodies. Heavenly bodies like what? Like sun and stars and planets. It is referred to as astronomy. Okay. Like we know astronauts are the people, who go into space. So, study of heavenly bodies. Alright. The other studies, however, astrology is basically the study of your stars and numbers, in the sense that they study your zodiacs and various other things, like these various celestial bodies as per your date of birth, etc. And then they interpret their influence on you and the world and various human affairs. Okay. Then we have cardiology. Cardiology is related to the study of the heart and the cardiologic systems, matlab heart and the pumping of its blood. Okay. Then geology. Geology is concerned with the study of earth, and जो earth में जो minerals हैं, rocks हैं, उनकी study, that is geology. All right. Okay, so the next question says, one who eats too much. The options are A, vegetarian, B, cannibal, and C, gluten, D, herbivorous. Now here, the correct answer is the person who eats too much can be called as a glutton. Okay. The other category of people, like A, vegetarian, one who eats only vegetarian food, like non-meat, only plant, only the one who doesn't really eat other animals, like, and other poultry items, all of that. That is a vegetarian. And cannibal is a human who eats other humans, other flesh. Okay. And herbivorous are those animals which only eat grass and plants. All right. So that's it for this one. Let's move on. Okay, so here the question says a government by one person. The options are A, aristocracy, B, autocracy, C, democracy, and D, bureaucracy. Now here, when there's a government by only one person, that is referred to as autocracy. B.
ऑटोक्रेसी, ऑटोक्रेटिक रूलर, मतलब जो सिर्फ अपनी चलाते हैं and they don't really involve people or anybody else. This is just one person जिनका एक authoritative rule है. Okay, that is autocracy. And for the rest of the words, like we have aristocracy. Aristocracy का मतलब होता है जैसे जिसमें हेरिडिटरी टाइटल्स एंड ऑफिसेस होते हैं, जो सारी गवर्नमेंट which is based on the titles जो आफ्टर द फादर सन को मिलते हैं, सन के बाद नेक्स्ट उसके सन को. सो दैट इज हेरिडिटरी टाइटल एंड positions. That is aristocracy. And next, democracy. Democracy is the government type of government which is in India, like it where the people elect their ruler. All right. Then bureaucracy. Bureaucracy is basically a system in which most of these decisions, most of the important decisions, policy making and all, it is done by state officials. Okay, जो officials appointed हैं वो लोग decision लेते हैं and not the official representatives. जो जिन लोगों को people ने elect किया है वो लोग नहीं, but state officials जो appointed हैं. Okay, so here the question is, one who believes that women and men should have equal rights and opportunities. Options are philogynist, B misogynist, C egoist, D feminist. Now here the correct answer is D feminist. A person who believes that all men and women, all genders, everyone should have equal rights and opportunities. Feminist, which means we all should be feminists, because we all should believe that women and men should have equal rights. It's an equal world. So the other options, however, A, philogynist. Philogynist is a person who likes and who admires women. Then misogynist is a person who is, we can say, who dislikes and has certain strong prejudices against women. So philogynist and misogynist can be antonyms. Okay. Then we have, what is it? It is egoist. Now egoist is a person who is, self-centered and has a lot of ego, thinks about themselves, too plump to think about themselves. Okay. Okay, so the next sentence says the action of coming to live permanently in a foreign country. Now here the options are A. Transfer, B. Shift, C. Entrance, and D. Immigration. Okay, so here suppose someone lives in USA or Australia or somewhere else around the world, and when they leave that country and come to live permanently in say India, so that will be said as that they have immigrated to India. So it is called immigration. Now the other words like transfer, moving from one place to another, shift again, moving from one place to another, shifting from here to there. Entrance is entry into something, starting into something. All right. Okay, so the next sentence says one who leads others in any field. The options are A. Boss, B. Chairman, C. Officer, D. Pioneer. Now here the correct answer is a person who is a leader in say any field. So the leader of that particular field can be called as a pioneer of that particular field. All right. The other options we have A. Boss, जो आपके senior rank में हो, the one whom you report to. Chairman, the head of a particular, we can say a company or any organization. Officer can be a member of any organization, जो भी rank, officer is a certain rank, जो various organizations में होती है. Like even the army and various other systems, we have officers. All right. Okay, so here again we have to do the same. Choose one word for the given definitions. Let's see the definition says a book or work of art whose author is not known. A. Anonymous, B. Playwright, C. Novelist, D. Poet. And the correct answer is A. Anonymous. Okay, anonymous जिसका में पता नहीं unknown है, right? It is not known, whose author is not known, so that becomes an anonymous word. Then B. Playwright, a person who writes a play. Novelist, the one who writes a novel. Poet, the one who writes a poem. Pretty easy. Okay, this is the last question and pretty easy also. This one says, a government by the people, of the people and for the people. Here, the correct answer is C, democracy. Now we have done this question. I am not going to tell you the meanings of all of these again. I'm pretty sure you remember them. Aristocracy, autocracy, democracy and bureaucracy. Democracy is the kind of government which is in India, which is by the people, of the people and for the people, because it is elected by the people. We elect our representatives and then they make decisions for us. So we are in a democracy. Alright. So that's it. With this we finish our lesson on one word substitution. I hope you have understood the basic concept. Alright, so
That's all for our class on one word substitution. I hope you have understood what one word substitution is really about. And also, if you have learnt these new words and these new substitutions, write them down in your notebook and revise them so that you can use them in your conversations, and also it adds to your vocabulary, and if any such question is asked, you will not be making any mistake in them. Keep revising and keep learning. I will see you the next time.